Chapter 2: The Dimensions. After grasping my surroundings and realizing that we are not in Kansas anymore, I got up and looked around. I saw a man I assumed was Peter, since his top hat was knocked out on the floor. The world I was in was very blocky and cube-like. I heard a "ugh" noise came from Peter, which made sense since the portal just spat him onto the same blocky grass I was on. His form changed to all cubits and blocks, just like the shadowy man from before. Are both of them connected? Two other people, a boy and a girl, were throwing a potion with the marking X. Below them was a block with a question mark. Before I could ask what was happening, I had a vision showing where Kirby was. However, they were no longer a pink ball, but a pink square. Once more, the word text popped up, revealing another square figure like Kirby named Yoav, who was saying the name Kirby. Kirby responded by surprisingly not saying Poyo, but by saying Yomov. At least one person can say something else besides the words yes. Kirby seems confused about what is happening, and gets stuck on a long metal pipe. The vision vanished, and I saw the terrifying bird creature again, except I was no longer in the weird, blocky world. Did that mean I had the power to change dimensions at will? The bizarre bird creature started to laugh maniacally as purple smoke enveloped him. It seemed as if he was beginning to melt, as if his physical form was starting to come undone. After all, it did just come from an egg. The bird was now a soupy-looking purple liquid, just like the lake from before. Its only physical form now was a hand reaching out towards the shadowy man, turned into the box creature. In its hand was a sheet of paper with instructions. The square stick man looks at the piece of paper attached and begins looking to see what it can do. Steps to help blobs. 1. Give them jelly. 2. Flying powder. 3. Eat them. Side effects include combustion. The square man then looks at the back of the paper and sees words saying, "Find the Wither," with a 3-headed monster, which I assume was the Wither. I felt a weird presence over me, like someone was watching me. It was an unsettling feeling, and it became stronger and stronger until I was teleported in front of a large door. It was a mechanical genius of a door, with a slot for something. Near the door is a weird face-like artifact, a mask. I started to walk towards it, but then I heard a whirring noise as a portal opened above me. Out came Hatter, except he was now human. Hatter looked around and acclaimed, "I am free, and no longer cursed." Hatter then looked around to see if anyone was around him. It was as if he also felt the same uneasy feeling. "Is anyone here?" Hatter acclaimed. He then looked directly at me and started to walk towards me. "I see you, and there is nowhere to run." I began to run away from the mask that I was previously going to grab. "Gotcha! And at long last it's mine." Hatter took the mask off the pedestal, and a loud hissing noise came from the door as it started to glow. Hatter never saw me. As it turns out, he just wanted the mask. Hatter then quickly placed the mask into the slot in the door. The room turned to life as the hissing noise increased and buttons and lights started flashing. It was as if there was a sequence specifically designed for this. The mask turned around in a circle, switching from the bird's evil face to a sad face. After the mechanism stopped charging, lightning shot out from the Tesla coils, activating the door's opening machinery. The mask was split into two, and the door slid open to a sudden halt. The unnerving sense started to come once more, as the door sounded like it was laughing and cackling. Hatter stepped into the new room, and I followed suit. What lay before us was a throne with 2 robotic faces attached. The faces looked precisely like the masks from before. One had a weird moving artifact on top of it. Hatter said, "It's the nuclear piece of energy. I thought we lost it long ago." In my head, I heard the words, "Come closer, for you are the one that summoned me." Hatter proceeded to get closer to the throne, and a large suit of metal fell on top of him. Hatter screams and squeals, saying, "No, it was a trap. I was foolish to come here alone." Mechanical arms reached from the ceiling with numerous parts as they slowly advanced toward Hatter. Inside the robot, Hatter was a muffled, "Who are you?" You are under my control now. It is now time for my master plan. A person then steps through the darkness and then says, Boo, it's me, Peter 2.0. He held a weird book-like thing and a box in his other hand. I was confused, since I had already seen another Peter. Could there be different alternate versions of the same person? Peter 2.0 smiles, then says, Time to see if my creation works. He then closes the suit of the new cage for Hatter and presses a button. The suit starts, but then the smoke seeps through the crevices. The suit powers down and turns entirely off, trapping Hatter forever. Drat. Oh well, there goes another test subject. Ha! How could you do this? How could you do this? I yelled. Peter was not faded at all. Peter 2.0 then monologues and says, This is the Live organization, aka Evil. Peter then presses a button that says Code 504, and then in a tube, a progress bar that says 50%. Inside were clones of Peter 2.0. He then looks at a map that shows the following planets: the Wii U, Minecraft, 2.0 HQ, Chess, YouTube, iPad 2.0, iPad 1.0, Dreamland, Legos, and 1.0 HQ. The planets are shaped like a Pac-Man, and in the middle is the central core. Was this all the dimensions there were? The brain was in the center, which was the final one that was not controlled. Every planet had a diamond on it, giving power to the 2.0 headquarters. There were also 4 asteroids: Asteroid 10, Asteroid 54, Asteroid 64, and Asteroid 8. Those were all the names of the asteroids. Peter then says, I rule reality with the help of... Yet Peter never finished, and out pops out a weird triangle fellow. The triangle then screamed, The Illuminati. The Illuminati? Peter also had the same reaction and stood flabbergasted, saying, What? In desperation and confusion, Peter commands the robots to attack the triangle. The triangle then shoots lasers, combining Peter and the robot to become an abomination. Peter had 1 eye and 2 robotic heads with 1 eye for hands. The triangle grabbed the nuclear piece of energy and began to harness the power. While that is happening, a ding happens, and a new Peter comes out of the tube and shoots a portal down and sucks the triangle out of the ship. I wanted to test to see if I could make the visions usually happen, and thought about what the triangle looked like. I focused on the thought of a triangle with a magic hat with an eye on it. My vision became foggy, and I cut to the triangle, saying I had taken what I needed. I did it. I could control it at will. Wait a minute, the triangle said. I'm not alone, am I? And the triangle looked straight at me and said, Well, at least I have an audience, and the nuclear piece of energy is mine. He then shoots lasers into it and creates multiple other triangles. He then proceeds to say, Rise, my minions, rise to make the Illuminati. All the triangles woke up on asteroids 54, 64, and 10. Around the big triangle's neck was the nuclear piece of energy. The original triangle said, That's enough with your shenanigans. I have big plans and do not want you to see them. But remember, I will be watching you. The triangle shot a laser at me, and I was back on the ship again. Peter 2.0 was fighting the amalgamation, and fire and portals were everywhere. What did I just witness? And was there an entity that could see me? So, was this not in the past? What about all the other dimensions? Just then, a big bang came from the wand, and the laser of the face of the amalgamation hit us all back, causing a shockwave and a flash of light.